have been piercing since 2008. Yes, we've been piercing since 2008, and then we came to Hong Kong in 2010. So I came to Hong Kong with already some piercing knowledge. I finished my apprenticeship in Canada when I was in university. And after I graduated from university, I really wanted to continue my piercing work. My family really wanted me to be like a traditional Chinese girl, study computer, be a dentist, be a doctor, you know, like very normal jobs. But when I was growing up in Canada, I fell in love with piercing because I felt I was very different. And all of my friend circle, they were not of my nationality, so they always made fun of me. They made fun of the way I look, they made fun of the way I dress, and then it just put me in a position where I felt like, if you're gonna continue to make fun of me, why don't I just express myself? Why don't I just become who I want to be? Our piercing shop is actually very different because we work aseptic. So what that means is that everything that touches the client during the piercing process is pre-sterilized, only single use, and everything gets thrown away. We do not reprocess tools. But at some shops, they might reuse the same tool.
And then all of our needles would be Teflon coated, so they move smoothly through the skin.
Yes.
The idea is to make as little trauma as possible, so when a piercer is more experienced, they will modify the needle.
So because there's no awards per se in the piercing world, we find that it is rewarding when clients come back and visit. That's my reward.
That's the competition, if they keep coming back, if they feel like they've gained confidence from our trust and trusting us, that's the reward we're after. Usually when the client comes in, most of the time we'll ask them if it's a first appointment, we'll ask them. Then afterwards I will explain mechanism of jewelry. This is how jewelry works in our world. So there's a couple different types of jewelry mechanism, how it holds onto your ear.
If they have an existing theme, then when they choose jewelry, they might need to take a little bit more time to select the pieces that will go with what they have. So when they first come into my room, they sit down on the bed, and then I clean the location first using some alcohol, and then I take my marker, I'll draw some lines, draw some dots, and then I also use calipers, which are sliding rulers, like this, to help measure the accuracy, so that the measurement on this side is the same as the other side. And after I draw the location to them, I will show the child, I'll have them hold a mirror, check on it. I will also show the parents the math. If everything looks okay when the client is ready, then I will tell them to lay down, and then I will explain to them my piercing process. When I do the piercing, I like to ask the client to do a breathing exercise with me, so I explain that to them too. The breathing exercise is that when I first do the piercing, I will tell them to breathe in and then slowly breathe out, and that really helps them control the pain, control their anxiety. So the difference between gun and needle piercings is the foundation of the piercing method, and also the problem with the gun, and also the person operating the gun. For example, a piercer like me, I have lots of experience. But for a gun piercer, you just need to know how to operate the gun. And also the gun part itself is made of plastic. So that gun technology cannot go into a sterilization machine to completely kill all the bacteria. Yeah, so this is like a very specialized machine that we order from Canada. So that's why with gun piercings, it does not create a clean channel. Usually the wound is already very damaged. And also another thing is because the gun cannot be sterilized, so lots of diseases can be passed. And then you can also see that the piercing apparatus is plastic. The only part that they change is this part. So this plastic part that touches the skin, and also when they do a gun piercing, the impact is so strong that it will splash micro droplets of blood. For example, hepatitis is very easy to be passed, and even HIV, those types of bloodborne pathogens, it's very easy to be spread from piercing guns. And also, lots of times when people have a bad experience with gun piercing, they don't know that it's the technology that's making the piercing not heal. They think that it's their own fault. So when clients come back to see me, we have to re-educate them. We have to give them confidence again. And then we have to tell them, this is not your fault. What happened to you was just simply because gun piercings are just so common. Some countries, and specifically John's home province, Nova Scotia in Canada, the entire province has banned piercing guns. So with us, we work a little bit differently because some piercers, they might feel like after they learn how to take a needle and stick it through the skin, their job is finished. But for me, I feel like I'm always learning.